Hello everybody, welcome to this Verbling class with me. I'm teacher Amy and today's class is a speaking class. So if your level of English is intermediate to advanced and you would like to practice your speaking, then you can come along and join us. We're going to be talking about the places where we live today and answering some slightly more interesting questions than perhaps you would usually answer about your city. We have a link to a page from National Geographic magazine on Kathmandu, which is obviously a very interesting city, and a person who lives there answers some questions about it. So we're going to use those questions as a discussion for the places where we live today and find out a little bit about some of the places around the world where Verbling students are living, which is kind of cool because I know that we're spread around all over the globe. So if you want to come and practice your speaking, do join us and you can share a little bit about where you live. Before we get started though, I just want to let you know that there are two handy pages that you can check out if you want to just keep in touch a little bit more with Verbling. So the first link that you'll see in the chat box is for my Verbling Teacher Facebook page, which is where I basically share resources and let you know about upcoming classes. You can keep in touch with me and other students in an informal Facebook related way. So it's good to connect up on that one. If you want some more concrete or specific information about one of the Verbling teachers, the best place is to go to their Verbling teacher page. So you can check that out. What you'll find there is both the calendar of upcoming classes and private tutoring session slots. If you're interested in a one-on-one session with a teacher, then you'll find their calendar at the Verbling teacher pages, and you can book a session through that. If you have any questions about anything, do feel free to get in touch with us via the messaging feature, which you'll also find there on the Verbling teacher page. So go ahead, check those two pages out when you have some spare time. And we're going to go and say hello and see who we've got to talk about cities around the world with us this morning, or this evening. It's morning for me because I'm actually in Auckland, New Zealand, which I will share with you since this is what the topic of this class is. So there we go, we have our first city in the chat box. I'm going to find out where all these other lovely students are. So let's say hello to Johnny first of all. Hi Johnny.
Hello, long time no see.
Yes, how are you doing?
I'm doing pretty good actually. So I just want to let you know before you begin that I have been experiencing some lags and my internet's not that good. So probably if you talk to me and they don't answer it, so just know that I am experiencing some problems with my internet. But I will try to keep it in the class though, like, you know, and see what happens.
Alright, well good luck. Let's hope you can stay with us, Johnny. It's always a pleasure having you in a class, so it's good to see you again.
Thank you. Thank you.
Welcome. And Johnny, if you wouldn't mind typing in your city and country like I've done in the chat box, we're going to build up a list of places as we say hi to our students. So let's say hello and welcome back to Jose.
Hello, teacher. I'm here again.
Nice to see you again. Is that a picture of your daughter, Jose?
About my daughter?
I'm just wondering, you have a picture of a little girl as your picture, and I'm
Yeah,
wondering,
teacher.
is she your daughter?
I think that I told you
I
some classes ago. It's
I'm
my
sorry.
daughter.
Forgive me if I haven't
Don't
remembered.
worry, don't worry. I'm a teacher too. I know that that occur sometimes.
All right. Well, she's very beautiful. What's her name?
Okay, my name or her name is Dora Maria. Dora
Oh,
Explorer, remember?
yes.
I
Now
think
I
that I say it.
remember. Now I
Yeah.
remember. Oh, see, that's what I needed to remind me. Dora the Explorer, of course. All right, Jose, and if you could type in your city and country in the chat box too, and we're going to talk about all these places in a moment, and I'm going to say hello to Adela again. Hi, Adela. Welcome back.
Nice to see you again.
And how is your studying going, Adela? Because I didn't get a chance to talk to you much in the last class.
Sorry, I'm going on holidays in this moment, and I am in a very noisy place. I cut the mic because it's a a little. They are people in a party.
You're on holiday and there's people having a party, is that right?
Yes, I'm in a hotel.
All right, well, it's nice to see you, Adela. You're so dedicated coming to do English lessons while you're on holiday. Very impressive.
Yes, to practice.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, welcome. It's lovely to have you. And I will also say hello to El Corchi. Are you there? No? I wonder if he can hear me. I'm not sure how to say your name properly, but I'm guessing it's El Corchi. Are you able to hear me or not? No? All right, maybe some more connection problems. Who knows? But if you do manage to get your microphone working, say hello and we'll talk to you for a second. In the meantime, type your city and your country into the chat box and we can share those together. So what we're going to do, everybody, thank you for typing in your city. We've got 2 Brazilians, a Spaniard and a British person living in New Zealand. So we're going to read a little bit about Kathmandu, which is kind of an interesting place. And then we're going to pause as we go along and just sort of find out a little bit about the countries and cities that we're from. So if you'd like to click on the link you'll see there in the chat box, then you can load up the article. Otherwise, I will just share my screen with you. I think you can see it pretty much there. I'll zoom in a little bit more. It's called I Heart My City, a Scenes Kathmandu. And you can see a really stunning picture there. Of what it says is Patan Durba, I'm not sure how to pronounce that, square, which is just south of Kathmandu city centre. And it looks pretty amazing, I have to say. So we're going to scroll down and I'm going to get somebody to read. Let's ask Adela. Could you start by reading the beginning for us, please, Adela?
Okay. Asin Sharma is a Kathmandu native whose love for her home city has only grown over time. To be sure, the passion drove Asin to pursue a career as a writer for NepalAdvisor.com, but that does mean she doesn't indulge her wanderlust once in a while. I love traveling alone, with a map in my hand and an adventure right in front of me, Asin admits, but her heart will always be in Kathmandu. Here are a few of her favorite things about the culturally rich capital she calls a home.
Thank you, Adela. This word here is favourite. Favourite.
Favorite.
Yeah. Apart from that, it was beautiful reading. All right, so we've got a lady called Asin. Well, that's how I'm going to pronounce it. I'm not too sure about that. She's going to tell us all about Kathmandu. And there are some interesting things that we're going to think about our own city. So as people are reading, just have a think about your own city. And I'm going to ask you guys about it too. So Jose, would you like to take over reading? And I'll get you to read a little bit more.
Okay, teacher. Kathmandu is my city. Okay. When someone comes to visit me, the first place I take them is Dubai Square. On se courtyard of the Hernuban Docker Royal Palace. It is now open to locals and tourists alike. Accompanying the palace are centuries-old temples and monuments. October or November is the best time to visit my city because it's the festive season here. Everyone is in a holiday mood, and the weather is perfect. Neither too cold nor too hot.
Beautiful. Thank you, Jose. That was great reading. This word here, just split it into the 2 words it's made up of, court and yard, and then you've got courtyard.
Courtyard.
Yes. Do you know what a courtyard is?
uh, is like a beer. A, I think that I know, but I don't know how to explain. It's a place. It's a wide place in the center of a building, or in, I don't know
Yes,
how
yeah,
can
that's
explain.
absolutely right. That's correct. It's like a square shape usually, and it's outside, but it's in the middle of a building. So it's
Mm.
open air. Yep, well done. Great explanation. Okay, so Jose.
Hello.
Ah, hello, El Corchi. Is that you?
Yeah, I am.
Nice to meet you. Am I pronouncing your name correctly?
Yeah, it's good. It's good.
All right. Well, welcome to the class, El Corchi. We're talking about our cities. So, where are you from?
I'm from Morocco.
Morocco. Excellent. And which city do you live in?
I'm living in Tanger.
Would you mind typing that into the chat box for us, please? And then what we'll do is we'll talk about our city. So, Jose, I'm going to get you to go first. Firstly, I need to ask you, how do you pronounce that? Ceará?
Uh, Almost, teacher. Ceará.
Ceará. Okay.
Isso.
I'll do my
Perfect.
best.
Beautiful.
Thank you. All right, so I'm going to ask you guys to answer the questions that this lady, Asin, has to ask. So, Jose, when somebody comes to visit you, where do you take them? Where do you take them in your city?
Oh, okay, teacher. I'm not a good tourist guide, okay? But I will try. I will try. Here in Ceará, we have a great weather during throughout the year,
Mm-hmm.
and the the beautiful beaches here are uh, the amazing tourist point to visit. And I believe that it is the main point to tourist visitors. And of course, we have some great cities with many histories and interesting histories to know. Um, there is, uh, for example, Castellon Station that it was the the last station where Brazil played the last Cup World, fifth Cup World, and that is an interesting stadium to know. Mainly, if you want to know about our team soccer here. If you like to soccer, we have a, great uh, uh, great teams to how I say that in English. Uh, mm,
Do you mean
to here.
a successful soccer team, maybe,
Not,
Jose? No?
but not so successful, but here it's very popular because the twisted, I don't know, the people that
Tourists.
twist,
Yep, the tourists.
the tourists are very addicted and excited here, and the stadium, go to stadium is a really good thing to know.
Cool. That's a great introduction to your city. Well done, Jose. Let me just
I'm
point out for
trying.
those of you who haven't been to my speaking classes before that I try not to interrupt you too much because it sort of stops you in the middle of your flow, I tend to think. So once you finish speaking, or once you finish saying a little thing, just check out the chat box because I'll have typed some corrections or some points and stuff in there. So have a look at the chat box, Jose. Really great start. Well done. Let's ask El Corchi. El Corchi, can you tell us when somebody comes to visit you, where's the first place that you take them?
The great place in my city, I think Grotto Herakl.
And what is that?
This is a nice place with a great beach.
Hmm.
You know the cave. We have a cave here in our city.
I don't know about it.
In
That Kochi, could you tell us about it?
cave.
Why is it famous?
It's famous. I think it's from our history with the Tangier and the Spain and the person who opened our city.
Ah, okay. Interesting. And is it a big cave? What is special about it?
This cave, it's the place or the house of the person who opened our city.
Ah, okay. Wow, so they actually lived in a cave?
Yeah, she was living in a cave, and the person now they go to visit their place.
Wow, that's awesome. I never knew that. I've learned something already, Kochi. Thank you. And can you tell me what's the best time of year to visit your city and why?
Uh, the best time of year, I think, summer,
And why is that? What temperature is it?
because it's be not cold and not hot, and not hot.
All
Great
right.
weather, the
So,
weather of swimming and the weather of raining and so on.
okay, I see. So the best time to come is summer. So what month would you say? July?
Why?
Which month would you choose? Would it be better to come in June or July, August?
And July and August too,
All right. Wonderful. Cool. This is very cool.
but,
We're going to be
but
finding out
not
about.
in January.
Pardon?
But not in January
Not
because
January.
it's so cold here.
Ah, okay. Good thing to know. All right. Thank you, El Corchi. Johnny, you can tell us about Sao Paulo.
Yeah. Okay. I will try to, to make a short summary because the internet keep it dropping. What do you know? What do you want to know exactly? A
I
little
would
bit about
like
my
to
city or
know.
the place that?
Yeah, I would like
Yeah.
to know. If I came to visit you, Johnny, where would you
Hmm.
take me? What would be the place you would want to show me? And what time of year should I come?
Well, I'm because my city is the largest city here in Brazil, so there are lots of places for visit. But definitely to enjoy, for example, a weekend, I would take you to Ibirapuera Park. Is the most famous park here in São Paulo, and one
Mm-hmm.
of the most famous in Brazil as well. So to think a little bit about what I'm talking about, just imagine New York City, the noise and the crowded, city. So when you look around you, you want to see cars, people in a hurry, and all of that crazy stuff. So imagine a green area that you can enjoy, you can relax, and can enjoy yourself a little bit, a little bit outside of that crowded city. I'm talking about. So like São Paulo is pretty much like this. So we have, it is the biggest city in Brazil, and the industrialization always around here. So people are always in a hurry, people are always working, and we try to in the middle of the city, place a green area that you can enjoy yourself, especially on weekends when people have time to do it. So like, it is in the middle of the city, so it's definitely a good place for you to visit and have fun.
Excellent. That sounds awesome, Johnny. And when should I come? Is it better to come in summer or winter, or is the weather pretty much the same?
Well, although Brazil is a really hot country, the weather here in São Paulo is a little bit different compared to other states, like other cities. I mean, because like it's really unpredictable. Sometimes it's too cold, and sometimes it's too hot. So you don't actually know what to expect. You know, you see on television people talking about the weather and how it's gonna be tomorrow and how it was yesterday and sort of thing. But you actually can't trust on them because it's really unpredictable. But if I would choose something, I would say in the summer, like Brazil is the best place to go to Brazil is in the summer. It doesn't matter which city you're going to.
All right, that sounds very cool and interesting, and I like the idea of having a park, sort of a piece of tranquility in the middle of a busy city. Okay, so El Corchi, could you read for us? You can see that we've got the article on the screen, and I'd like you to read from "You can see my city best from."
Okay. You can see my city best from Swai Bonath and the complex ancient Buddhist shrines and temples dwelt on top of a hill dating back to the 5th century AD. This area offers not only uh, magnificent view of the valley, but also an opportunity to get to know Buddhist better.
Well done. Thank you, Okoji. That was a bit tricky. This one here is Buddhist shrines.
Buddhist shrine. What mean, teacher?
Good question. Does anyone know what a shrine is?
No.
Jose or Johnny? No?
No.
I don't know what it is.
A shrine is sort of like a special, like a religious place, not a place of worship like a temple, a much smaller thing. Like you could have it in your house, for example, and it could be something like an altar, like a special table with like some religious figures on it. Pardon?
Like sanctuary?
Sort of like a sanctuary, exactly. It's like a special area set aside for religion in your house or maybe in a park or something. Buddhism is obviously one of the main religions of the world, and the temple is the big place of worship. Okay, so this is a picture of the temple. All right, so where can you see your city best from? Is there a place you can go to, El Corchi, like a high place where you can see a view of your city?
I can't understand. I don't understand.
All right, so what this lady here is talking about in the article is if you climb up to this temple, which is obviously very high, you can stand here and look out and see the city from above, and it's the best view. So she says a magnificent view, a place where you can see the city. Is there anywhere like that in your area?
Yeah, I have a place. It's I don't know its name. It's the Tariq Mountains.
Wow.
Tariq Mountain.
Yep.
Yeah.
And tell me about them.
From Spain. Tariq Mountain. It's so high and near from Spain, and you can see from it the whole city.
Wow, that's very cool. And do you know how high it is? Do you have to climb a long way?
The height of it's 800.
800 meters?
800 meters.
Wow, and can you drive or do you have to walk up there?
What?
Are you able to drive in a car to the mountains or do you have to walk?
No, you can go only by feet.
On foot. Wow, but it's worth the climb though. It's worth the effort.
It's so high.
That sounds amazing. I'm going to have to come and have a look at that one day. Jose, tell us about your city. Where's the best place to view your city from?
Well, teacher, capital is Fortaleza. Okay, so Ceará is a state.
Yep.
So uh, by Fortaleza, I can indicate it. I can to indicate uh, a some builds, some huge builds,
Hmm.
uh, where there in the top we can see all the city. Okay, teacher?
Yeah, so you can climb some really tall buildings. Is that what
Yeah,
you
my
mean?
daughter, I disturbing. Sorry, teacher.
No, no, that's fine. That's what a class is for. Um, so what kind of buildings are they? Are they apartments or hotels or what?
Yeah, there are a big hotels in the center of the Fortaleza. So
Uh-huh.
there you can see the beach, uh, the beach and the other builds around and
Buildings.
buildings
Yes.
around. Thank
Hmm.
you, teacher.
No
And
worries.
some tourist points you can see by there. Okay,
Ah,
teacher?
what tourist places can you see?
Yeah. What? What?
You
What, teacher?
mentioned you can see some tourist places, right?
Yeah, yeah. Like how I say that in English? There is a center of theater and something like cultural, and my important place to cultural. That is the name is Dragão do Mar. You can see of that building. Dragão do Mar. Uh, oh, teacher, I'm terrible. Sorry.
You're doing great, Jose. I'm learning a lot about your city. No, you've explained very well. It's quite hard to think of these things, even in your own language, to think where would you take somebody to show them a great view. I'm just trying to
Yeah.
think that in Auckland we actually have what's called the Sky Tower. It's a very tall tower, and you can go up there in an elevator and you can see the whole of Auckland, but you have to pay. So if you want to do that for free, probably the best place is maybe to cross the bridge. There's a big bridge that joins the north with the rest of the city. And when you're driving back over that, it's a really beautiful view of the waterfront. So check that out on Google if you want to see where I live. Johnny, what about you? Where's the best place to see your city from? Would it be the park you mentioned? Are you there with us, Johnny, or have you disappeared? Well, he's having connection problems, guys. We'll have to come back to him in a moment. So, Jose, your turn to read again. From this plot here, Tamil is the place.
Oh, okay. Tamil is the place to buy authentic local souvenirs. In the past, notable people like social activist Anu, Anuradha Koirala, news anchor Kiran Chaudhary, and fashion designers Prabal Gurung have called my city home.
Great. This word here is anchor, Jose, anchor.
News anchor.
Good.
Okay, teacher.
Well done. Okay, let's ask El Corchi first of all. El Corchi, where should I go in Tangier if I want to buy authentic local souvenirs?
Okay.
You can go to a street. Its name it's Bolivar.
Hmm.
Bolivar here. You will find all that you want from souvenirs here.
And what kind of souvenirs would I find? What are the typical souvenirs from your city?
Um, Souvenirs from the Moroccan cultures, like what? Like I don't know really its name.
That's all right. See if you can describe it. Is it clothing? Is it like an ornament or
Clothing,
clothing?
clothing, but the traditional of Morocco.
Ah, okay. So traditional Moroccan clothing, basically.
Like if you know.
Okay, that sounds cool. And what is traditional Moroccan clothing like? Is it brightly colored? Is it patterned?
And Morocco is famous by its food,
Ah, okay. So the food?
like Moroccan couscous, etc.
Yes, absolutely. I'm a big
Right.
fan of that.
You're right. Yeah, if you
Yes, I
write it,
really like it.
yeah, if you write it in Google, you can see the pictures of it.
All right, thank you. Oh, Kochi, that sounds interesting. It's quite funny if you think about it because um, places have very distinctive souvenirs, don't they? So let's see if Johnny's there. Are you there, Johnny?
So I'm trying to get into the conversation here with my internet so bad. I will
That's
try
all
to
right.
do a presentation. So
Okay,
yeah.
you're doing very well. You missed a question, but what I want to ask you is where should I go in your city to buy some souvenirs, and what kind of things would they be? Are you still there? I didn't catch that.
Hear me?
I can, but it was a bit it was cutting out a little bit. Would you mind repeating?
Okay. Can you-
Yes, I can.
So I mean, teacher, I think it's better if I, try to fix it. So if I succeed, I will come back in your class. If I don't, so I'll see you next time because it's really bad. So I don't want to interrupt your class though. Like, I want to let
Okay.
everybody else talk. All
All
right.
right, Johnny. Yep,
So I'm
sorry to
sorry
hear that.
about that.
Yes. All right, we'll take care, and I'll ask that question to Jose. Jose, what souvenirs could I buy from your city, and where should I go to buy them?
Okay, teacher. There is something like redes. Redes is a a object when you can uh, 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 you can you can mount to rest, teacher. Is you can. My vocabulary is terrible, teacher. Sorry.
No problem, I'm intrigued. Keep going, because I want to find out what this thing is. So what do you do with it?
Sorry, teacher.
What are you trying to describe to me, Jose?
Oh,
Is it what can you describe what kind of item it is? What would you use it for?
oh, teacher. That our object is uh, uh, extremely object of your cearense have to do in your home, okay? And all tourists to come to visit us take a age to to take with them for your country, for his country or his country. And there is some kind of food like castanha de caju, rapadura, something like that, that
Yes.
the tourists like to take of here to his or her country. And the main place to buy the things is Mercado Central. It's a uh, it's a place where you can find all typical foods and souvenirs here in my city, teacher. And many tourists uh, go to the Mercado Central to buy that souvenirs and that kind of food for them. Okay, teacher? Thank
Great
you.
explanation. Well done, Jose.
Well, teacher,
So
I feel so nervous when I try to explain something for someone, and I don't find the words in my mind because my vocabulary is not so big, and I feel nervous. My mind
goes
sometimes
blank. Your mind goes blank.
I have the same problem.
yeah.
Jose, that's very normal. Don't worry about it. Sorry, that's supposed to be blank, not black.
My dream to talk English like native speakers.
You guys are both on your way to that. You should be. Don't be so hard on yourselves because it's very difficult. I know. Believe me, to try and explain things when you don't have a very good vocabulary. But it's very good practice because I know what I'm doing. I'm forcing you to tell me about things which I am not familiar with. So you have to use as much vocabulary in your best English possible. You've done great, Jose.
Teacher, we are poor in vocabulary in English, but how ameliorate ourselves
How to improve? How to improve?
to improve? Here in
Yes.
Morocco, we have only Arabic and French. I don't know anything in English.
Well, you're doing pretty well considering, El Corchi, because you've managed to talk to me for about 40 minutes so far.
Teacher, there is something interesting that I realize when I read because sometimes I read some words and I think that I learn those words, but I forget. I simply forget because I understand when I read. Of course, if your
Yes.
class had the subtitle, you understand all that you said from me. But it's not possible. So when I listen some words about some subject that I have never talked about it,
Uh-huh.
my vocabulary go down and I feel nervous and all troubles happen.
Absolutely. Jose, this is totally normal. Don't worry about that because what happens is that when you're learning a language, there are sort of two stages, right? There's what we call passive learning, and that's what you're talking about. When you read, um, when you absorb other people's English, right? So you can understand more when you read because you recognize words and you've got the context to help you. But the difficulty is that you have to kind of transfer your passive knowledge into active knowledge, which means that you have to learn how to use the words that you understand, and that is one of the trickiest things.
Yeah.
And it takes time. You just have to be patient with yourself. So don't panic about that, okay? To improve vocabulary, what I generally have done myself is firstly to read or to listen, which is really good because you're absorbing new vocabulary. But in order to actually learn it, you need to start trying to use it yourself. So if you make a list of a few words that you would like to learn, try them out in some of your verbaling classes and the teachers will correct you so that you learn how to use them correctly. Once you've used them yourself a few times, then you'll remember them long term. So that's the strategy you need to kind of work on.
Sorry, teacher, but when I read a book or I listen for the news of American news, I can't understand anything. But when I don't understand, I stop.
Yes, because it's too difficult, right? Overwhelming for you.
Hmm.
What will happen, funnily enough, El Corchi, is if you try to do it regularly, how often have you tried listening to the news?
The news, I think, since half past a year.
All right. So what I recommend that you do is just to persevere. But the way to do it is actually to just do it regularly, but for a very short time. And while you're listening, try to listen actively, like try to actually concentrate on the words that you hear. And simply at the beginning, just try to understand the general gist, like what's the main idea of what they're talking about. Don't worry if you don't understand every little tiny detail. If you try to listen regularly, even if it's only like 5 minutes a day, you'll make a lot more progress and you'll start to recognize the words that you're learning when people say them. Hello, is that your daughter? Dora the Explorer? Jose has got his daughter there with him. So do you understand what I mean?
Yeah,
El Corchi, if you want to improve your listening, try to do it regularly, like every day or 5 days a week, but just for a short time, like 5 minutes or 10 minutes at the maximum.
okay, I will try, teacher. Thank you so much.
No problem. You'll have to persevere, El Corchi. At the beginning, it will be very difficult, but if you keep going, you'll be surprised at how quickly you start to recognize things, okay?
It's there to be perfectionist because my whole work only in English.
Ah, okay, well there you go. I'm sure it will support you a lot if you try to do that.
Yeah.
All right. Let's continue, guys, and we're going to move on to another subject now and practice a little bit more. So let's scroll down a little bit, and we're going to read a few more things. Who read last? Jose, I think it might be your turn. We're going to read from here. The best place to spend time outdoors in my city.
Okay, teacher. The best place to spend time outdoors in my city is Pashupatinath Temple, one of the most significant temples honoring the Hindu god Shiva. You can spend an entire day marveling at the main temple, monuments, park, cremation areas, shops, and so on.
Perfect. We'll stop there. And I'm going to ask you, Jose, where is the best place to spend time outdoors in your city?
Well, teacher, of course, the beach. We have many. Oh, sorry, teacher.
That's
My
okay.
daughter.
Is she all right?
My daughter hurt your finger at the
Oh,
door.
oh.
Oh, sorry, teacher. Well, at the beach, there is a great restaurants and fish and dishes with fish that it's definitely delicious food and friends go to the beach to have fun and eat a delicious fish.
That sounds amazing. I'm a big fan of fish, to be honest, Jose, so I probably love it. I think I'm going to have to come to Brazil.
Wow! You're
All right.
welcome.
Thank you. El Corchi, tell us about your city. Where would be the best place to spend time outside?
Um, as you know, my city is a coastal city, and the best the place that we have in my city, I think beach
The beach as well?
and yeah, the beach and eat fish near the beach. This is the great place here.
Wow, well that's very similar between the two countries then. That's kind of cool. So both
Yeah.
of you have said the same, to eat fish by the beach. Now that just sounds like my ideal holiday. So I'm going to have to come and visit. Okay, El Corchi, could you read the next one? My city really knows how to celebrate.
Okay. Uh, my city really know how to celebrate Tihar. Each and every house is lit up like a proud showpiece on this day. Dushi, Red, Ray, and Bilo song performed for the purpose of asking for food and money at the musical elements while bright diamond, bitter lamp, colorful lights, and beautiful flowers uh, brighten and the whole city.
All right, thank you, Okochi. Okay, is there a special festival that is really impressive in Tangier?
What, teacher?
So this paragraph is about festivals, right? Or big parties or
Yeah.
celebrations. Is there a special celebration that takes place in your city?
In my city, we have celebrate of Mawazin, as you know, if you know it.
Hmm.
This celebration, it's of music to come. A lot of singers from all the world, like Justin Bieber, like a lot of singers from the whole world.
Wow. Okay, so that's kind of like a global type event. Do people come from other countries to see that?
No, not the people coming from other country, but the singers.
Ah, the performers.
Yeah,
All right. And when does that take place? What time of year?
like what time in summer? But then the beginning of summer.
The beginning of summer. Oh, that's
Yeah.
cool. We actually have some similar stuff that happens in the UK, some very famous music festivals that take place in the summer as well. Okay, what about you, Jose? Is there a special celebration in your city at some point during the year?
Well, teacher, my series are all Friday night, Friday night. I don't know specifically what to say.
So
Um,
every Friday night is a party?
yeah, teacher.
Woohoo!
uh, every Friday night is definitely a big party because you have some place to dance, and it's very popular dance forró here in my city. It's the earth of the forrozeiros, how we can say here. And that is interesting celebration because that this these places are a place to have fun, to have dating, and uh, in general, it is a big party. Okay, teacher.
That sounds very cool. So there's not a particular festival, but every Friday night you can go out and have fun.
Yeah.
Awesome. I like the sound of that. Okay. Last question for this class then. What is a cool place to visit just outside your city? So if you go on like maybe a day trip, for example, where would you go? Where would you take somebody to see something special or interesting just outside of the city? So let's ask El Corchi first. Is there anywhere you could go outside your city which is interesting?
Interesting. We have a water city in outside of our city. Its name it's Manar Park. Manar Park.
A marine park?
Manar,
Did you say a water park, El Corchi?
yeah, water.
Yeah, so it's cool. Is that its name, Manar Park?
Manor Park, yeah.
Okay. And what's there? What could I see there?
This is a water city. It's the place to swim and to play, but the whole place is only about the water.
Wow, that sounds awesome. So it's for swimming, it's not for seeing animals and stuff, right?
No, only to swim.
And how big is it?
Yeah.
Is it very
Uh,
big?
it's so big. Yeah, I think. Yeah, so big. I don't know really, but
And
so big.
do they have
I
stuff
think
like water slides?
3,000 people.
É, desenhou um peixe, foi. Opa, sorry.
No problem, Jose. El Corchi, does it have water slides?
Yeah. Or
Oh,
slide.
that sounds really fun. I think I'm going to have to book a holiday because I like the sound of it. I can eat fish on the beach and I can go to have a fun day at a water park. It sounds awesome.
Yeah, so awesome. And welcome in Morocco. It's an awesome
It's
country.
an awesome country. Oh, right. Thank you, El Corchi. Let's ask Jose. Jose, where would I go outside of your city for a day out?
Well, teacher, there is some places around my city and are important places in my state. And I don't know if that is good or not for tourists. It depends what country they are from. Uh, because uh, uh, there is some places in the top of a mountain, and you can go there to uh, taste, saying like that, uh, a nice weather, not so hot, because near of the beach, like my city, we have the weather hard uh, throughout the year. Okay, and you can entrance to my state, and you can go out to there until there the mountains, and there is some place to rest there, and the weather, the temperature, uh, of course, in my city is 27, 30 degrees, and there the temperature is 15 degrees, 17 degrees.
Oh,
Okay.
wow. Mm-hmm.
Uh, that is totally different for me mailing because I'm used to feel hot throughout the years, and when I go there, I go to relax with the cold thing like that.
To
That is
cool
cold
down.
for what?
Do
What,
you mean
teacher?
to cool down? To cool down?
To cool
Yeah,
down?
to enjoy the cool air or something like that.
Yeah, I want to say that the weather there is different there
The
than
weather
my
is
city.
cooler. Cooler.
Yeah, I know that the England you can feel the degrees uh, above the old degrees, the 0 degrees.
Yes.
But here in my city, that is not possible. And when I want to feel uh, cold, I go to that place. Okay, teacher, that is
Yes.
interesting for me. But for you, I think that is not interesting for you because your weather is cool every year,
It's all the time.
throughout the year. Okay.
Yes, that's true. It depends on where you are to what the weather's like, but generally we have quite a cool climate, definitely compared to Brazil. So,
Yeah.
um, but I don't know. I quite like cool weather. So for me, um, it sounds like it would be a cool haha place to go. Um, so cool can mean two things in English. It can mean something like autumn, right? Cool,
Oh,
or
okay.
it can mean the temperature, right?
Okay, teacher.
Not
Cool temperature. For you, 16, 17 degrees is a cool temperature. Is it?
reasonably warm, I'd say, reasonably warm. So
Okay.
it depends on how hot our summer is, yeah.
Oh, I understood. Because in the
Yeah.
summer, the temperature there could hit 30 degrees. Is that?
And yeah, sometimes it does. Sometimes it really depends on the year. It changes all the time. We can never be sure.
Oh, okay. But yeah, also for me, 16 degrees is so cold. I'm in the freezer
Yeah.
with 16 degrees. So when I make my trip for England, I will take care in the weather in the
Take a
season.
scarf.
Yeah,
Definitely take a
of
scarf.
course. Many stuff. Thank you,
All right,
teacher.
guys. Well, you've both done some great speaking. You should be very proud of yourselves today, because you've told me a lot of information and interesting stuff about where you live. Keep going with that English, guys. Just keep persevering, and I'm sure that eventually you'll feel more confident. But you've both done great, so take care, and I hope to see you again soon.
Okay, teacher. Thank you so
See you
much.
later.
It was a
Bye.
pleasure.
Teacher.
Bye bye.
Hello everybody, welcome to this Verbling class with me. I'm teacher Amy, and today's class is a speaking class. So if your level of English is intermediate to advanced and you would like to practice your speaking, then you can come along and join us. We're going to be talking about the places where we live today, and answering some slightly more interesting questions than perhaps you would usually answer about your city. We have a link to a page from National Geographic magazine, on Kathmandu, which is obviously a very interesting city, and a person who lives there answers some questions about it. So we're going to use those questions as a discussion for the places where we live today and find out a little bit about some of the places around the world where Verbling students are living, which is kind of cool, because I know that we're spread around all over the globe. So if you want to come and practice your speaking, do join us and you can share a little bit about where you live. Before we get started, though, I just want to let you know that there are two handy pages that you can check out if you want to just keep in touch a little bit more with Verbling. So the first link that you'll see in the chat box is for my Verbling Teacher Facebook page, which is where I basically share resources and let you know about upcoming classes. You can keep in touch with me and other students in an informal Facebook-related way. So it's good to connect up on that one. If you want some more conquest,
Um, sorry, I'm going on holidays in this moment, and I in a very noisy place. I cut the mic because it's a little. They are people in a party.
you're on holiday and there's people having a party, is that right?
Yes, I'm in a hotel.
All right, well, it's nice to see you, Adela, and you're so dedicated coming to do English lessons while you're on holiday. Very impressive.
Yes, to practice.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, welcome. It's lovely to have you. And I will also say hello to El Corchi. Are you there? No? I wonder if he can hear me. I'm not sure how to say your name properly, but I'm guessing it's El Corchi. Are you able to hear me or not? No? All right, maybe some more connection problems. Who knows? But if you do manage to get your microphone working, say hello and we'll talk to you for a second. In the meantime, type your city and your country into the chat box and we can share those together. For specific information about one of the Verbling teachers, the best place is to go to their Verbling teacher page. So you can check that out. What you'll find there is both the calendar of upcoming classes and private tutoring session slots. If you're interested in a one-on-one session with a teacher, then you'll find their calendar at the Verbling teacher pages, and you can book a session through that. If you have any questions about anything, do feel free to get in touch with us via the messaging feature, which you'll also find there on the Verbling teacher page. So go ahead, check those 2 pages out when you have some spare time. And we're going to go and say hello and see who we've got to talk about cities around the world with us this morning, or this evening. It's morning for me because I'm actually in Auckland, New Zealand, which I will share with you since this is what the topic of this class is. So there we go, we have our first city in the chat box, and we're going to find out where all these other lovely students are. So let's say hello to Johnny first of all. Hi, Johnny.
Hello, long time no see.
Yes, how are you doing?
I'm doing pretty good actually. So I just want to let you know before you begin that I have been experiencing some lags and my internet's not that good. So probably if you talk to me and I don't answer it, so just know that I am experiencing some problems with my internet. But I will try to keep it in the class though, like and see what happens.
All right, well, good luck. Let's hope you can stay with us, Johnny. It's always a pleasure having you in a class, so it's good to see you again.
Thank you. Thank you.
Welcome. And Johnny, if you wouldn't mind typing in your city and country like I've done in the chat box, we're going to build up a list of places as we say hi to our students. So let's say hello and welcome back to Jose.
Hello, teacher. I'm here again.
Nice to see you again. Is that a picture of your daughter, Jose?
About my daughter?
I'm just wondering, you have a picture of a little girl as your picture, and I'm
Yeah,
wondering,
teacher.
is she your daughter?
I think that I told you
I
some classes ago. It's
I'm
my
sorry.
daughter.
Forgive me if I haven't
Don't
remembered.
worry, don't worry. I'm a teacher too. I know that that occur sometimes.
All right. Well, she's very beautiful. What's her name?
Okay, my name her name is Dora Maria. Dora
Oh,
Explorer, remember?
yes.
I
Now
think
I
that I say it.
remember. Now I
Yeah.
remember. See, that's what I needed to remind me. Dora the Explorer, of course. All right, Jose, and if you could type in your city and country in the chat box too, and we're going to talk about all these places in a moment, and I'm going to say hello to Adela again. Hi, Adela. Welcome back.
Nice to see you again.
And how is your studying going, Adela? Because I didn't get a chance to talk to you much in the last class. So what we're going to do, everybody, thank you for typing in your city. We've got 2 Brazilians, a Spaniard, and a British person living in New Zealand. So we're going to read a little bit about Kathmandu, which is kind of an interesting place. And then we're going to pause as we go along and just sort of find out a little bit about the countries and cities that we're from. So if you'd like to click on the link you'll see there in the chat box, then you can load up the article. Otherwise, I will just share my screen with you. I think you can see it pretty much there. I'll zoom in a little bit more. It's called I Heart My City, a Scenes Kathmandu. And you can see a really stunning picture there of what it says is Patan Durba, I'm not sure how to pronounce that, square, which is just south of Kathmandu city centre. And it looks pretty amazing, I have to say. So we're going to scroll down and I'm going to get somebody to read. Let's ask Adela. Could you start by reading the beginning for us, please, Adela?
Okay. Asin Sharma is a Kathmandu native whose love for her home city has only grown over time. To be sure, the passion drove Asin to pursue a career as a writer for NepalAdvisor.com, but that does mean she doesn't indulge her